today I am with the Bambu Lab P1 series. So this is a P1S, and this is a fully enclosed printer. I did not buy this printer as a combo. If I did, it would just say combo in the box. I did not buy this with the AMS. So the automatic material system that allows you to do multicolor printing, I didn't buy that because the kind of printing that I do right now, I didn't see a need for it. I mainly just do one color printing, and then I paint models or I do something else to them. So I really didn't need the AMS. If I do get it, I'll make another video installing it, but this video is just going to be an unboxing video and a setup video, and then in another video I'll do a whole review, printing process using the Bambu Lab Studio and everything. So yeah, let's get into the unboxing. So far what I can see, it's packed pretty nicely. I mean, this feels like high quality packaging material. I can't really squeeze it enough to pop it. Packaged really well. It shows you how to take this out of the box. You take this and you take this and you just yank this up, and then it should take out the whole printer as a whole. I don't want to lift it all the way out of the box like over my head and put it on my desk, so I'm going to get this box on the floor, yank this up, and we'll put it on the desk where the printer will be staying. Hold on these things. The printer is now on the desk. I believe this is the front of the printer, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to keep all the packaging because I might be moving this printer to a different location at some point. So yeah, let's get to getting all this plastic off the printer. Okay, so in this box here comes everything that connects onto the printer. So we get a screen, your spool holder, a little bit of filament, spare hot end nozzle wiping pad, power cord, unclogging pin, PTFE tube, bamboo scraper, Allen keys, and I believe another build plate, but I could be wrong. The build plate could already be in there. This doesn't seem big enough, but maybe we get another one in here. So let's open this box, find out exactly what we get in here, and let's start plugging stuff into the printer. We get a tiny bit of green Bambu Lab filament. I ordered other filament. This is just PLA basic, but I have another color that already I have in the mail that's a full filament, so maybe I'll just use a little bit of this for test printing. But yeah, we get some filament. You get your power cable and the tube that the filament is fed to. You get another little manual. We'll look at this in a bit. You get your spool holder. And I believe this is the screen. And these are all the little tools in here. So everything that was described in the manual is in this box. So I'm glad they didn't mess anything up. Ooh, and taped to the bottom of the box, make sure you don't miss it, is the unclogging tool. It's like, it's not in any of these bags. It's like taped at the bottom of the box. I almost missed it. So yeah, make sure you don't, if you do buy a Bambu Lab printer, make sure you don't miss this in the box, because I've seen people actually throw these away because it's taped in like the corner of the box and not in one of these boxes. So yeah, just be careful about that. Okay, so now that everything is unboxed from its boxes, we will look at the instructions and go step by step. So the first step is to remove the cardboard from the tool head and remove the foam from the excess chute. So the excess chute is way back here. Let me open up the door so y'all can see what's going on inside. So I just took out this piece of foam from the excess chute way back here. They also call this the poop chute. When you're changing filaments, especially when using the AMS, it comes and takes out the other color of filament or bad filament and then replaces it with the new color. So your print is, there's not like a blend between colors. It's just like red, blue, green. So took out that piece of foam. I'm gonna keep that. And then it says remove the tool head cardboard. So I'm probably gonna need a knife for this. Here's the knife. Here it is. Let me go get some scissors. I'll be right back. I don't want to mess this up. All right, so I got some scissors, and now we're gonna take off the cardboard from the tool head. So the tool head is removed, the cardboard at least, and then it says, I cut both zip ties that's securing the tool head as well. So there's 2 zip ties there. So then now in the back, it's gonna ask us to install the spool holder. So let me turn this around and let's install the spool holder. All right, so now we have the 2 screws. They came in a little bag that literally just said for spool holder. The spool holder tells you here, top, and so that means this will connect like this to this little label that does say spool holder. So let's put it together. So we now have the spool holder installed. Obviously, you won't need this if you do buy this printer with the AMS unit. But yeah, so the next part I believe is to install the screen and the hotbed unlock. So yeah, let me get the screen out. Let me turn this printer around and let's install the next 1, 2, 3, 4 steps of the manual. So the manual, it's the unlock key for the hotbed, and then the screen. So let's do that. So let's unlock the hotbed first. I think these foam pieces we can just take out. Just gonna get in trouble. There we go. So now that the foam is out, we can unlock the hotbed. So there is, I believe, 1, 2 screws. So I'm not sure if this is the same Allen wrench. We'll find out. It is. Okay, so there's 2 screws in here. It's kind of hard to show you, but let me see if I can. There's 2 screws in here. One's right here. So you see this orange part right here? So this orange arrow, that shows you the screws that you need to unlock. So there's 3. There's 1 in the middle at the very back, and then there's 2 on each side of the printer right in front. So let's unlock those screws first, and then let's move on to installing the screen up here. Okay, that step was actually harder than I thought. So this screw is in the very back in the center, right here in this little alley thing. It's kind of weird to stick the Allen wrench in like this. Like you can do it horizontal and kind of crank it all the time, or you can put it vertical and then just spin it. The only problem with that is sometimes if you slip, this Allen wrench will shoot behind these plates, and that's exactly what happened to me. It took a while to fish it out, but I got it. All the screws are unlocked now. So now the next part is to install the screen. So let me get the screen real quick. Where did I put the screen at? Here it is. So the screen is just this little screen. It has a touchpad, pause button. I guess this is to go back in the menu. But it just has this little D-pad here that you can work with. Tiny screen, probably just a little LCD screen. If you get the X1 Carbon, the X1 Carbon actually has a nice LED screen, touch screen, everything. This one does not. But if you're working with in the next video, we'll look at the Bambu Lab Studio. If you're working with the Bambu Lab Studio, you can do everything through Wi-Fi and just send prints to the printer. So let's put in the screen and yeah. Okay, so in the back of the screen, there's like a you could see the clip here where this part plugs into. So we're gonna plug that in, and from the instructions, it looks like the screen literally just clicks in and then you kind of slide it to the left to lock it in. So let's try to do that real quick. So it shows you how to plug it in. So make sure I'm doing this properly. It's a little bit awkward on how to click it in. Does it show you how to click it in? No, it doesn't show you how to click it in. You kind of just gotta wiggle it in there until it finally clicks, but there you go. You'll hear it click. And then it says to connect these little legs to here and then slide it. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Let me make sure this is tucked away. So let's plug in these legs. And then let me make sure that that's correct. And then slide it. And there you go, the screen is installed. So now we got the screen installed in the printer. The next step is to download the Bambu Lab Handy app, blah, blah. I already have my app downloaded. And now it's gonna ask us to connect the printer, which is weird because it didn't ask us to put the power cord on it yet. So let me plug in the power cord, let me power on the printer, and let's see what the next steps are. Let me double check all of this. Yeah, let me see what the next steps are. Let's turn on this printer and see what's going on. Okay, finally got the printer plugged in. So let's turn it on. There's just a switch in the back to turn it on. The LCD screen is turning on. So it says, before use, please make sure that you have read the user manual carefully. And make sure that we did all the steps again. So remove that, install the screen. And it says download the Bambu Handy Lab, register and log in the Bambu account, connect the printer to power, and follow the instructions on the screen until getting to the page shown here, where there's going to be a QR code. So we're going to hit next. Let me take my phone off the stand so we can see what's going on. So it says, please make sure that you have read the manual carefully. We did. So this is the first thing that pops up when you power on the printer. So since I read the user manual and I followed all the steps properly, let's hit OK. Next, so it says, wait 2, wait 1. Please make sure you remove the screw fixed to the hotbed. If we look inside the printer, there was 3 screws, one here, and one back there. Those are the only screws that I saw that were fixed to the hotbed. I could be wrong though. Let me make sure that's correct. Should be correct. So let's do next. And it says, select your region. I am in North America, so I'm selecting North America. And then now we're at the QR code. So let me scan this QR code on my phone and make sure it's connected to my printer, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm back from the Bambu Lab Handy app from setting up the printer. So once I scanned the QR code that was here, after I scanned the QR code, it basically just paired the printer to my Bambu app and onto my Wi-Fi. So now I can print from my phone, or I can monitor it through my phone, because I believe this printer does have a camera and a light in here that I can control from the phone. So it's also going to be connected to my Bambu Lab account. So when you log into your laptop to print, It's all going to be under the same account. You can either upload the print onto your Bambu account and print from your phone, or you can upload it to your laptop and print from your laptop. As long as everything's on the same Wi-Fi, it should work. So now we need to put some filament in and then do the self-test that it says to do here. All right, so now we are going to do the self-test. I already put the filament in the back, so let's run the self-test. So what it's doing there is doing a shake test. Now that the bed's up, you can remove these two pieces, so there's nothing else underneath the bed. You can see that there's a light in here, and there's also a camera. I'm not sure where the camera's located. I'm sure it's in one of these corners. There's the camera in here as well. Just doing a bed shake test. I believe this whole process is actually kind of lengthy. I believe it goes to like 7 minutes. So we're gonna let this self-test because this is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it was gonna do for the first test. So as soon as that first test is done, I'll come back and I'll show you the printer when it's all set up. Okay, so finally the setup for the printer is complete. So this is the end of this video. Before I go, whenever I finish doing the self-setup for the printer, some of the new printers I think might not have the updated firmware installed. So it did give me an automatic update. So if the screen goes black and then it goes to like 0% and then like it loads something, it's loading the new firmware. I did a little bit of research on that because it didn't explicitly say downloading new firmware. But yeah, everything seems to be working. The self setup took about 7 minutes, like the self setup code to make sure everything is leveled and all that stuff. The whole setup process in itself probably took about 45 minutes. But yeah, overall, I'm super pleased with the printer so far. The one thing I don't like is that the glass is super duper prone to fingerprints. Maybe that's just because I have the light on it and it's showing all the imperfections. But overall, I think it's a great printer. Once again, if you had the AMS will sit up here and then run through the back instead of just having one spool like I do. But yeah, the next video, we're gonna go through the Bambu Lab Studio and try to get everything set up so we can do our first print, which will probably be a benchy. So yeah, thank you for watching.